What? Jump right into the old, semi-old music. Hey, everybody, how's it going? This is Fandom Empire, and we're going to get into some awesome shit tonight. Absolutely excited about some of the type topics that we're coming into. But before we dive in, let's say hi to all our co-hosts. I am Kieron. I'll be your host tonight. And with me, I got T. Brizzle. How's it going? You recently had a birthday, right?
I'd never get to go first, ever. So that's cool, I guess.
I know.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Tanks.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, yesterday was my birthday.
Thanks.
Happy birthday, and did you fuck yourself yesterday?
Wow.
No comment on that one.
It wasn't a no. It wasn't a no.
Wasn't a no.
We'll
mean there's a
assume.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
How was your birthday? Are we just
He's
you gonna
done.
say something?
He's done with
Yeah,
the all.
It was
He's
all
like,
right,
"Oh,
you know.
You already found out what I did.
It was quiet. I went to work. I came home. I chilled. Just spent the evening watching some TV. You know, that's when I caught House of the Dragons, which we'll come back to later. Watched a little bit of Legend of Korra, some Harley Quinn. Been going through Harley Quinn since I got Max now, right? So it's been
I'm
good.
still interested, but I haven't started that show.
I'm almost done the first season, and I like DC stuff. Just depends. The cinematic universe is the cinematic universe. We all know how that goes. But I'm really enjoying this show. It's something completely different from anything DC I've ever seen before, and I dig it.
Nice. Well, I've heard almost only good things, but I feel like, there's not a lot of people who jumped on it. Like, I feel like the people who did jump on that show are like happy and like, boom, they're watching it. It's one of their favorite things. But I
The
feel
character
like
Harley Quinn like exploded in popularity a few years ago. I forget what was it, like Suicide Squad, I guess, that did it, or was there something before that?
it was a little bit before that, just based on. I mean, she's been popular since her inception, really, which is
yeah, but not nearly as popular.
Suicide
as
Squad
the
blew it
past
up.
few years.
That and
yeah,
Arkham
definitely
was around
helped.
the same time too.
Yeah, a lot of people like the version in the Arkham. I mean, she's pretty hot.
So it's good if you're
Early
considering
days,
checking it out. Highly recommended.
Nice. All right. We also got Johnny Fandom. I haven't mentioned this in like 3 shows that you've named yourself Johnny Fandom or John. You were Johnny Waters the other day too.
That's
What
for the
is
Game
Johnny
of Thrones
Waters?
show. That's for the seriously. Waters.
There's a family
Bastards
called
of-
Waters now.
That's the Bastards of King's Landing in the area of that. Targaryen bastards are Waters.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
I'm doing great.
Just like
I'm doing fantastic. I've played you 2 weeks consecutively in fantasy and beat you both weeks in 2 separate leagues. I'm fantastic.
Sean, how's it going?
About to throw my fucking phone, people. Piece of shit. Anyway. You just froze him already. You kicked him and froze him already. It's going good, man. It's going good. I'm fucking tired. That's what happens. And there's a lot of horror to talk about tonight. And I got to be honest, before today, couldn't have cared less about a Hellraiser product because it's just not really my thing. And then someone told me that I need to watch the trailer and just give it a shot. And I did, and we'll talk about that soon.
Yeah, I mean, kind of feel like I know where you're going with that, but I'm super excited to talk about that too. Another big horror guy, Mike. We'll get into the Hellraiser thing, but how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Didn't do so good in fantasy, so I can't, say the same like Johnny did. But my team kicked ass last night, so anytime that can happen, and I just had a good weekend overall. Like it was good. Spent some time with the fam, friends. yeah, man, it's and we're off to a good week so far. So I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, those. I mean, we're not going to get into it too much, but those Eagles are flying high. Their offense is looking pretty awesome. So I mean, even you can't say like, oh, they're going to be a great team, like for sure, but they're going to be a very exciting team to watch. So that's that's great for Eagles fans. So
Yeah, the fact that we beat the Vikings and I helped Matt out and his Packers out a little bit makes me a little mad, but it is what it is.
We appreciate it.
Oh yeah, you too. I forgot. But I'm doing good, man. Glad to be here.
We got three.
Yeah.
Johnny, Matthew, and Terrence are all Green Bay fans. What does that tell you?
We don't associate with Terrence, so he's on the fringe. He's a fringe fan.
I wonder where Terrence is on this Tuesday night. God only knows, man. I'll tell you what.
He's looking a
Haven't
little
heard
rough
nothing.
on the edges at the moment. So
His TikTok that he was working on so much has pretty much been incommunicado for a month now, 3 weeks now. I don't know.
Is that
I noticed
code
that.
for he took off to Arizona again? That son
I was
of
gonna
a
say, I
bitch?
heard he took an August vacation to somewhere sandy, and he hasn't.
This is what he
recovered
did
yet.
last year at this time too. He just fucking
I've heard-
disappeared around the time of Halloween. How convenient!
Well, that's because we told him we were going to a screening in Arizona, and then he had to walk back.
All right, so who told him again? And how was he stupid enough to fall for it again?
Well, I mean, this is August, so
It's what?
he's
Sorry?
walking when he disappeared.
Oh,
Yes,
like wow!
I
did
think we've
lose
seen
a
him in
month?
chat a few times
Wait a
since
month?
then, though.
Yeah, he
I
has.
have
been.
seen him in the chat.
He just
Alright,
hasn't
well.
recovered from his sandy August vacation to some beach somewhere.
What's on the? Oh, actually, before we get to anything else, big congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Zach Arnold. He tied the knot this weekend. I know it's been a trying time since then, man, which is just terrible timing, but we're all thinking about you. And a live look at Zach's wedding provided to you by us. We had our spies on the ground there, and we captured this high quality photo. I don't actually have Zach's permission to share anything from the wedding, so this is what you guys get. Use your imagination. He would rock a top
I
hat.
like that. I like that suit he's wearing. Look at the tails on that. It's like a Joker type
I could see him
outfit
do it.
there.
Absolutely, I could see him do it. All righty.
Yeah, so I guess let's move on with the show and let's get right into it. We're going to talk about. We're going to get straight to probably the most exciting news to me: the trailer for Hellraiser. And I who should we go to on this first? I don't want to go first. Let's get Michael Bish's opinion on this one first. Have you seen the trailer, Mike?
I did. I've actually watched it a couple times. I'll kind of start off by saying I'm not the biggest Hellraiser guy in general. I enjoyed the first film, but I wouldn't say it's like in my top 15 horror films of all time. I thought it was okay. I thought it was good. But really every movie after that, I just didn't really enjoy or honestly even check out that much, if I'm being honest. And then when they announced this new film for the Hellraiser, again, just because my me not being the biggest fan, I just wasn't really looking forward to it. But kind of, everybody was talking about the trailer that released today. We got a 15-minute or a 15-second teaser or 10-second teaser about 3 weeks ago, something like that, something very short. Didn't really give us too much, but I was like, oh, okay. And then we finally got the full trailer today. And I have to say, man, I'm very intrigued for this movie. I liked everything that I saw. I thought Hellraiser was. I just thought the cinematography, just based off of what I've seen in the trailer, looks really good. The story intrigued me. I don't know. I'm just super excited to watch it. I can't really dive too much into it because I'm not the biggest Hellraiser fan. But I'll tell you what, though, if this movie it turns out to be as good as the trailer looks, I mean, for me, that's 2 for 2 as far as Hulu. You had Prey this year that they took, took a hold of, and I thought they did phenomenal with. Was it overhyped and stuff like that? Sure, maybe that's fine, but that doesn't mean it wasn't a good movie. I thought it was a really good movie. And if they hit on this Hellraiser movie, I mean, that's 2 for 2 for them as far as like the horror type genre thing, and I'm very excited for it. So, yeah, I enjoyed the trailer. I thought it was very good, and it looks like it looks good too. It doesn't look corny or anything like that. It kind of gave off that 80s type of horror, supernatural type vibe, and that's really what it is. So very excited for it, and very excited to see what Hulu and the creators do for their second movie.
Yeah. I thought the quality looked really good. Like it didn't look like it was. It looked like it was done to people who knew what they're doing. Like they didn't hire a second-rate crew just to kind of throw something out there with a title that is, you know, recognizable for horror fans. It looks like they're doing a good job on it. They must have. I don't know what the budget was like, but it looks like they threw some money at it, and it just looks good. Like I think the presentation is really good.
And then one of the biggest complaints, and you can tell if you even checked out any of the movies past really the third film, and you can even say the second one, just the budget wasn't there for them. So obviously that's huge. Obviously you can still make great films with not having a huge budget, but it's very hard to do. And I don't know, I just thought from 3 on it was terrible, even though I didn't really enjoy the second and third film as much as I did the first one. You could just tell that the budget wasn't there, but you can't say that it's not there when you look at this trailer. I mean, it looks phenomenal. I'm super excited for it.
I actually really like I really like Hellraiser 2. I like 1 and 2. I think 1 is definitely the best, but that's kind of that's for a lot of franchises, right? And the third one is kind of corny, and the fourth one kind of goes off, and then there's a lot of them I haven't seen past then, but I really do like those first few entries. So yeah, I'm excited about it. Johnny Fandom, I don't know what your past with Hellraiser, your thoughts on previous Hellraiser movies are, but you've seen the trailer, and what do you think?
I mean, I've always enjoyed the Hellraiser movies. Like, they're not my go-tos, but, you know, every now and again I might, you know, decide I'm going to watch through the movies and you know, and enjoy them up to a certain point. I mean, it's the same as anyone else with those movies. Eventually they get drawn out and awkward and aren't what they used to be, but that happens in 90% of all franchises. But this one looks interesting. It looks more in touch with the original Clive Barker vision, which, I mean, Clive Barker is a phenomenal, amazing director. And, you know, not just, you know, with the direction on this, you also have David Goyer as one of the guys who worked on the story for this. And let's be honest, that guy has a phenomenal track record for productions he's been a part of. So, you know, that certainly lends credence to us. And as far as I know, I don't know if Clive is actually producing this, but I know he's given it a stamp of approval. So, you know, I'm excited for it. I mean, I think it's streaming on Disney Plus north of the border. I think, because it's a Hulu original film.
I know that's where Prey was. So.
I know that's where we got Prey, but I don't know if they're going to get that because this is, you know, a full-fledged horror film. But I think so. So, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, I'll check it out. Probably not right at launch, but, you know, as long as, you know, people that I know and listen to and trust say the right things, I'll probably give it a look.
Yeah, I feel that way too. I'm gonna try and watch this right when it comes out, but I mean, being a person with kids and family and all this stuff,
covering
like, it'll be hard for me to like. I'll have to make sure I'll have to fit time in there for it. So yeah, I'll definitely get together. Yeah, we could definitely do that. We could definitely do that. Well, speaking of, let's get to your opinion, Sean. How'd you feel? It sounded like you were positive on it earlier when you mentioned it. So.
Again, I had no interest in any Hellraiser project, including David Gordon Green's that he has in the works. It just doesn't interest me at all. And then a buddy of mine who is not into like Hellraiser type horror, if you will, got a hold of me and he was like, "You need to watch that trailer." And I'm like, I'll get to it. He's like, "No, seriously, watch it. You're probably going to want to talk about it tonight." I watched it, and I thought to myself, "Holy fuck, I'm in." Let's see how this is, because in terms of marketing, if you wanted to gain interest in your film before it launches, one that's not going to theaters either, they did just about as good of a job as you could have putting that out. And to further Johnny's point on David Goyer, how does the Sandman sound? How does Constantine sound? How about the entire Dark Knight trilogy? Kieran's favorite Hayden Christensen film, Jumper, Batman versus Superman. He's got, whether you like those films or not, a huge catalog behind him.
I left Batman v Superman off that list, but
yeah, I'm not gonna mention Jumper in my next comment. You could just add in whatever you think I'm gonna say, and you're probably right. Let's we got to get to Tommy Bizzle's opinion on this. I don't know. I know you're not a super huge horror guy, so just like the others, fill us in on your relationship with Hellraiser first, and then what'd you think of the trailer?
If I've seen Hellraiser, it was years ago when I was a kid. It's not one of the. I know it's celebrated as one of the, I guess, more favorite horror franchises by many, but I don't have the investment in it. The trailer looks interesting. It might be worth checking out. I'm a little surprised to see it's a direct-to-Hulu thing, but I guess it happens, right? We've been seeing stuff like that a little more as time goes on. So
I'll check it out. It's only going to continue to get more popular, I think.
There's this back half of the year. There's starting soon. There's just so much that I'm looking forward to coming out in theaters, on streaming. Like, I'm really excited for what we have left this year. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Super excited, man. And this adds to the list.
I can't say for certain, but maybe Mike has heard something on this front. There's at least rumors starting to go around that we might have something more concrete on the next Fear Street movies, and rather soon. So that would.
I was just going to comment on that. Last year we got those Fear Street movies, and that was pretty freaking cool. But haven't really gotten anything that's captured my horror level interest to that same degree.
Yeah, you'll definitely get some more. I would say probably you'll get some more concrete information on that. My guess would be in the next week. If I had to guess, it would be at Netflix's what they call Tadam event. That would be a great time to announce it. That would be my expectation for when it comes out. But again, speaking of just Netflix in general, I saw a trailer today for the Midnight Club. The Mike Flanagan. Super excited for that.
Kieran's favorite.
So I mean, I was just looking at a lot of stuff. I'm super excited. I don't know about. I'm super excited. There's just like, I'm excited for like the new Hocus Pocus movie, and like it's just like, I don't know. Wednesday looks really good. Just a lot coming up that I'm really really looking forward to. I don't know if y'all are like in a true crime, but a new Jeffrey
Bezos.
No,
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer documentaries or mini series coming to Netflix that looks really really good. I actually just watched they dropped a second trailer today for that. That looks really good. So there's just a lot of stuff coming out this back half of the year that I'm really really looking forward to across all of the genres as well. So.
All right. Well, let's before we get into our next topic, I like to do a little bit of run through everyone in the chat. We actually have quite a few people in the chat, so I won't mention too many comments, although we are throwing up the comments right there. Melissa's in the house. Kenneth Crayley, David Irwin, Zach's here. We got All Up in the Videos. I don't think I've heard that person here before, but whatever. Popeye, O'Foley, Jess Mess is here. Who else is in the comments here? Michael Horan. And it looks like Alex Roof's here. Quite a bit of our regulars are here in the comments. So I hope you guys are having a good time. Hope you guys are ready to.
And to throw on top of that, my excitement for all the new stuff coming out, I'm excited for all the old movies coming in theaters. I don't know what that's going to be like in Canada, what that looks like for y'all, but Halloween 1978 is coming to my local theater in about a week. Scream 2 is coming to my local theater. Trick or Treat is coming to my local theater. Halloween, there's a lot coming out to these local theaters that I'm really excited about. I know, especially for Regal. I don't know if y'all heard, but their company, the main company that owns them, recently filed for bankruptcy. That doesn't mean they're closing or anything like that, but they're trying to get back all the money that they lost during COVID. And big strategy for them is re-releasing old films into these theaters. So I'm super excited for that because I didn't get to see Halloween 1978 on the big screen, or recently saw Jaws on the big screen in IMAX. That was phenomenal. Just super excited, man. I know I keep saying that, but it's like I'm a kid in a candy store right now.
It's nice to have people come on and be excited for things like, you want, you don't want to like constantly hear people be like, oh yeah, no, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna suck, whatever. So like, don't apologize for being passionate about it. I mean, I know I've mentioned it before on the show several times, but me and Sean went to the drive-in theater to watch Empire Strikes Back, and I was fucking I was geeking. I was like, this is fucking cool. Like, so
that's awesome.
Whatever,
man.
like, yeah. So I know like our Cineplex theater plays classic movies every Saturday, and I've done it a few times, especially when a good kids movie comes out for me and my kids to watch.
Oh
and
yeah.
So yeah, I'm into it, man. I'm into it.
Before we move off Hellraiser here for a second, there's a lot of people in the chat that aren't saying anything. So let's have a little fun fan interactive moment. Cheap pop, if you will. If you're excited for this Hellraiser flick after seeing the trailer, type a 1 in the chat, the number 1. Let's see who's excited for this. And if you're not excited, type a number 2. So 1's for yay, 2's for nay.
What is this bathroom code shit? You should have just said, if you're excited, put hell yeah.
Give me a hell yeah.
That was a missed opportunity.
Let's be conventional now.
People don't want to type that much.
Well, then you don't get your goddamn voice heard. Like, are we supposed to throw 1s and 2s up here on the screen now?
I can just read them all. All in, Jesse, Jonathan, Kenny, how dare you? No, I'm kidding, bud. Wayne, Foley, David, Zach, all 1s. Lots of people excited. There you go, Kieran. There you go. You can read that one.
What about half excited? 0.5. From the
Wouldn't half excited be a 1.5 though? I mean, if 1s are yes and 2s are no.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
1.5 be?
Kinda. Yeah.
God damn you fucking math brain piece of shit. All right. Let's. You know what I found out? Everyone on this panel has. Everyone on this panel has more receiving yards than Ezekiel Elliott this year. He has -7. So we're all great football players.
One more fun fact. Darius Slay has more receiving catches than Jalen Reagor.
Fair enough. He also had more, caught more of Justin Jefferson's targets than he did against him this week. So.
That's fair too.
Anyways, a little bit of football for you guys before like our numbers drop. We'll go.
And people wonder why the Packers win the AFC North or the NFC North every year.
I don't know if they wonder. Let's quickly get to House of the Dragon. Obviously, we have a House of the Dragon show. It's gonna, like we did a live one last night, so it's already out. So we're not gonna spend too much time on this. But for the people who are not on that show, or were not on that show yesterday, we'll give our thoughts on House of the Dragon. Personally, I said that I loved it and that I thought it was the most Game of Thrones-y episode so far. I don't know if everyone really agreed with that, but I really enjoyed it. I would like to get Tommy's opinion on it, though, since he was not with us yesterday. What did you think of the last episode before the huge time jump that were supposedly we're getting it. We don't know if it's going to happen halfway through the next episode or right away. But what did you think, Tommy?
So it's interesting. We're really starting to see this show heat up some more. I do think that the time skip will be at the beginning of the next episode. We see things are changing. Alicent, has this wedge, as if things weren't weird for her in the first place. She has this wedge thrown between her and the king now. The wedge between Rhaenyra is getting even wider, we might argue. And she's like, oh, well, that's shocking. So there's that. And we see the politics behind it, got to marry Rhaenyra off. Neither of them want to fucking do it. But, what's Damon's line? Marriage is for politics or something like that. So they go ahead and they make the agreement to do it. And I just can't wrap my mind. And I feel like there must have been more off screen for why the hell Sir Kristen cut that guy down just like that. There had to have been more off screen just from the little whisper he did in his ear. Fuck no. Come on.
My man was already pissed though. He was already upset. I mean, you could tell just by looking at him at the wedding. He did not want to be there, super uncomfortable. And unfortunately, sometimes all it takes is a little poke to wake up the dragon, I guess.
I would love to see him just be someone with fucking severe anger issues. Like he's just like a super, like he's like a sworn knight, like he's all about honor and bravery. But like if you piss him off, he just fucking goes 0 to 60 and murders you every time. Go on though, Tommy. We'll go on. Let us know any other thoughts you have on it.
So now we're really set up, and the promo shows it straight up that we're set up for the next episode. Mute if you don't want to hear me talk about the promo that's after the episode, mute your speakers.
Spoiler for something that is already out there. Go on.
Yeah, well, people are like that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
When the king dropped, I was like, oh shit, that's it, really? But then we see in the promo, no, that's not the case. He's still alive in the future. He looks like shit, but he's still alive. Looks like, a gust of wind that was too strong or going in the wrong direction or whatever might kill him, but he's still alive. So that'll be interesting to see what that looks like. I guess it's appropriate. I didn't necessarily think that Rhaenyra would be, married off, have a family and such before we really see the battle for the throne, as we may assume it will look like, really pick up. So time will tell what that looks like. I'm enjoying the series. I really am.
Nice. I'm glad you are. I'm kind of a little bit more back on board now after this too. I feel really bad to say, Mike, that you're.
Yeah, I know. I heard your damn comment. I heard your damn comment on your video. I heard
a lot of praise for Millie Alcock, and I feel like this. This could be the last time we see her in this next episode. So I don't know how you feel about that, but how do you feel about the actual episode?
Well, since you want to bring up sore topics, I guess I can start off with that.
I do. I'm really mean. I actually don't give a shit about how any of you guys feel. I'm just trying to do my job here and get out, go to sleep.
Wow, Tom Brady.
Do your job.
Episode overall, I thought was really good. Obviously, it's going to be the end of my girl Millie. I know, Kieron, I heard that you didn't really enjoy her character as far as connection wise, didn't really connect with her character. And I get that. I understand that. But for me, I really enjoyed her character, especially really in the beginning. I was kind of disappointed that she didn't really have that much screen time in this episode. I thought that was kind of disappointing for me. But I thought it was a really good episode. It was Probably, yeah. I mean, I think Kieran, you had mentioned it in the recap video. The biggest event we've had so far. Really, the two that stick out to me is the King. Starting off with him, I thought his performance in this episode was really, really good. I thought, honestly, throughout these 5 episodes so far, he's been really good. There were times, obviously, I thought that he was kind of weak and confused. But in this episode particularly, I thought that he just kind of like didn't really give a shit and kind of did what he wanted in a sense, which I really liked. I'm curious to see if that carries forward when we go into the time jump for next episode. Now, honestly, to T Brad's point, he looked like, I mean, honestly, the man looked like he was gonna die in minutes, in days, and now he's there 10 years later, or however long the time jump is exactly. It's interesting to see how that goes, if they jump into that and explain that in any way. Because right now, sitting here, that's one of my biggest question marks. I mean, it might not be other people's in the grand scheme of things. There's a lot more, I guess, quote unquote, important things, because we know eventually we know he's on the way out. I mean, he's just not in great health. I mean, that's coming. But for him to survive for as long as he did, how did that happen? Will they explain that? Will they jump into that? So I'm interested to see that. And I thought Allison was really, really good in this episode as well. Her scene where she walks in the wedding and doesn't say anything. I mean, it's all over her face. I thought was really good. So yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed this episode overall. I'm really excited to see if we start getting into. I don't want to say deeper things, but obviously these first 5 episodes was the prologue. I mean, that's obvious. So I'm excited to see where these last 5 episodes go and just how action packed they will be. And that's really what I'm looking forward to most. As much as I am disappointed that Millie's not going to be there, I have a solid feeling that Emma Darcy will step in and do a good job. I just think it's a very tough thing for the people like me who have connected with characters like Millie to take them out of this situation and throw in another character is always risky. But I have confidence that they can do it. As bad as I don't want them to do it, it's just the way the story goes. But I enjoyed it a lot. So super excited to see where we go in this next half of the season.
Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. And yeah, I think we were all in agreement that Paddy Considine's just been killing it in every single episode. I think he's going to get the royal treatment where, like they just friggin' reanimate him and bring it. Like I guess he's one of the richest people in the realm, so we can continually get maesters to give him, all this, best medicine they have and best doctors from the farthest lands. And I mean, in real life, that kind of happens. Famous people seem to live forever sometimes. And, it's whoever's taking care of Keith Richards is taking care of him. Like whoever's keeping that guy alive forever is also keeping King Viserys alive. I'm pretty sure that's how it's going.
I was going to have another comment, but it's not appropriate. It'll be off air.
Okay. Well, I look forward to that off air. Maybe look. You know what, guys? If you subscribe to Patreon, I'll let you I'll tell you what Mike was going to say after. So it's part of the Patreon comment.
It's in the private chat. I'll put it in the private chat.
Okay. I'll take a look at that later when I'm not trying to host a show. I don't know if Johnny or Sean have anything to add. We were going at it yesterday about this episode and kind of had everything to say. Sean, you got something to say?
Oh, real quick, Kieran, I just want to say very good episode from you, Johnny and Sean. I was able to listen to that today. So great job on the episode, fellas.
Nice. Thanks. Yeah, actually, I think we all agreed we had fun and it went by super quick yesterday. So I thought it flowed good. We had a good flow yesterday. Sean, you have something else to say about the episode?
Yeah, just about the episode we recorded, or I guess we're live yesterday with. we only intended to be on there like 45, 50 minutes. And then I sort of looked at the time. I'm like, holy shit, it's been 80 minutes. It's time to get the hell off here.
It felt like 20 minutes to me. Like it really did. So, and then
That's what happened with Zach and me the week before.
And I like your energy, Kieron. I'm glad that this episode was kind of able to reel you back in a little bit. Because again, I know you want to like the episode. You can't help it that you didn't, buy into it or didn't like it. So I'm super glad that this episode was able to bring you back in a little bit.
Yeah, well, it brought me back on the show because the week before I was like, I'm just gonna say bad shit about this show, so I'm not coming on tonight. And Sean's like, okay, and Sean messaged me and he's like, I'm bummed that you don't like this show. So yeah, I'm kind of back in the fold. So it's making everybody happy.
I'm bummed for him that he wasn't into the show.
Yeah,
At the end of the day,
okay, whatever.
Kind of like you said off the top, I really don't give a rat's ass if you like it or not. But I know how excited you were going into it. And I know how excited apparently 29 million other people are. 29 million viewers per episode, a 3% rise from last week's episode, which had a 5% rise. And what's important about those two things that basically every major media network is pointing out is that's during Sunday Night Football, and the rating continues to increase. So, regardless if you like it or don't like it, you cannot deny that they have made a hit, and it'll be interesting to see where they go from here. As far as the episode's concerned, I strongly encourage everybody to go watch House of the Empire. It's a really good episode. It went by super quick. And I'm definitely looking forward to the next one. I'll say this. I thought the acting in the last episode was the best we've seen yet. And that's pretty remarkable because the acting has been nothing short of brilliant.
Yeah, 100%. Johnny, you didn't have anything to add? Or?
No, I think I said everything I need to say last night.
No, Johnny's like, I'm not doing it again. I'm not.
Well, you can tell if you liked it or not.
Well, of course I did.
There you go. Exactly.
We had the same champion. Right? We won't say who it is, but we had the same champion of the episode.
You and I
right?
did, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yes,
yeah. Kieran's was separate. Ours was the same.
Tune in to find out whose that is. Go back and check it out.
You'll have to watch the whole thing because we literally give our champions at like.
Well, you get yours early. I guess that kind of throws away the surprise.
Sean is like, hey, I know I'm jumping ahead, fellas, but like 10 minutes in, if that.
Yeah. I couldn't hold it in any longer.
That's why I fired Sean as host, and now I'm host. So because he couldn't go with the format.
I got my pink slip.
Let's get into our kind of main topic. We'll poke around Andor after this, and we got some wrestling stuff for all our friends who like to stick around for the wrestling at the end. Obviously, we'll outro a couple of our hosts at that time, but let's talk about Halloween Ends. Let's talk about and we've kind of gone around how this is going to fit in a trilogy. We've gone around like, hey, do you guys like what's being spoiled out there? We've kind of given our thoughts around like different sorts of subjects here, but like really what we want to get to is the question, like, do you think that this is going to be a good horror movie? Are you going to enjoy your experience at the movie theater? Not are you going to be like, well, that doesn't really fit in with the trilogy, and this part didn't really, and I don't, like, is this going to be a good horror movie? And it'll be an interesting question because, yeah, it's been very polarizing so far. Like, some people really hate the leaks that are coming out. Some people don't know the leaks that are coming out. There's been lots of issues on the set, but and who's getting their way and what's happening, and are they baiting and switching us, or lots of, I mean, obviously, especially on our channel, we're big Halloween fans, and a lot of our people in the chat I know are very big Halloween fans, but like, is this going to be a good horror movie in the end is what we're asking tonight. So I'm gonna go to first, and Johnny, let's go on. Johnny, we're gonna ask you the question: is this going to be a good horror movie?
I mean, I hope so. Because for me, a horror movie, there's so many different genres of horror movies that I'm sure this film is going to fit into one of those genres easily. The last film fell into slasher category. 2018 fell a bit more into the the thriller horror genre. So for this one, it's going to fall into one of the categories. I just don't know which one yet until I actually see the film. But I'm confident it's going to fit into one of those categories, and I'm sure to enjoy it. Is it going to be the story I hope it is from things I've learned? Maybe, maybe not. Again, it's all about presentation, and I know certain things, but I don't know everything. So there's still lots of holes they can fill in from what I know versus what I don't know that can still make this a really enjoyable experience that fits more in the thriller genre or into the slasher genre. I just don't know which one it's going to be yet, but I'm expecting either a thriller or a slasher because, let's be honest, those are the two Halloween genres that, you could slot every Halloween film into one of those two genres. So I just don't know which one it's going to be yet. If I had to guess right now, knowing what I know, I'm leaning a bit more towards being like a weird amalgamation of both. And that's not a problem. I mean, a film can fit into multiple genres. I think it's going to be interesting. And I'm excited to see where it lands on the genre flowchart.
That's an interesting take, actually. Like thinking about in different movies and how this could be a few different types of things. I know I've given my opinion on it before, which is I liked the first two films, so I trust that they will make a good film. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm not really bummed at all about any of the news. They've gone ways that I can see myself not liking, but if you guys remember, if you guys have been following us since Halloween Kills, they were telling me like, hey, this is the idea for a movie. Like Sean was saying, like they're going to do this thing with a mob and whatever. And I was like, that sounds like shit. Like I was pretty, not into it. And then I read the script and I was like, this is pretty good. And then I saw the movie and I really enjoyed it. So I feel like it's going to be good. I don't know exactly how or how it gets pulled off, but I'm excited for it. Tommy, what are your thoughts on, like, is this going to be a good horror movie? Do you think you're going to enjoy the movie?
Well, I don't think I'm going to enjoy the movie, but I think there's a good.
So.
I know I hate fucking everything, right? But I think there's a good chance. Yep. I think there's a good chance that your average moviegoer may get something out of this movie. They might not enjoy everything, but they might get something out of this movie. I think it'll do okay.
God damn, I just read the private chat comments. You should subscribe to Patreon. I think you should. And we'll release it. Sorry, that ruined my whole brain right there.
Sorry.
Yes, you better apologize. You ruined the whole show here. Or maybe I did for, going off there for a second and watching it.
God damn it, Kieron's here?
Yes, I have all the power in the world. You're fucked. Get fucked. What do you think about Halloween Ends?
It's a movie that's coming out in a couple of weeks. It's going to be a horror film. It's going to be Michael Myers and Jamie Lee Curtis and a little cool. No, that's another one.
And for some fucking reason, it's going to be for free.
See what happens when you ask Jared a question that has nothing to do with wrestling? He's just like, what the fuck? I don't know anything.
If you want to be excited about a random question, it needs to be about some obscure 1970s film that nobody else has ever heard of.
Yeah, that is true. I remember we were talking.
Damn, I was going to make an Invasion of joke, but I couldn't
like
figure out what to follow it up with.
I mean, Bloodsucking Freaks is a great movie. We could do a whole podcast on that movie.
Well, let's find out from Sean. Obviously you've gone at length to talk about this movie before. You got we've sent out videos and everything, but what are your thoughts on the question? Which is it going to be a good horror movie, or is it going to be good as a horror movie but bad in the text of the trilogy being a bookend, or how is it going to be as a movie? You had to do it. Don't worry.
Got it.
You get one for free.
So Okay, so let's just take the whole it's a trilogy and it's a part of the Halloween series off the table for a second. That's kind of the whole point of the question.
Yeah.
Because if I talk about it in those terms, it's not going to be positive. But if I view it simply as going to see a new horror movie, I think there's a chance that this is going to be the best experience you've had in the entire trilogy. I think in terms of the way the movie is shot and put together, even though they're not being very honest at all about certain aspects of this movie, I think that you can go into it and be thrilled with the product that you get on screen. I'm most excited for just the layers that are in the film. Now, I think a lot of people aren't going to like some of those layers. See, it's going to be a horror film. It is, but Johnny was mentioning earlier about different genres. It's far more of like a, I would say, psychological horror than, a slasher horror movie. And I don't know if we've gotten that very much in Halloween Ends. I compared last week that I thought that this movie was closest to Halloween 6, specifically the producer's cut of it. That's very similar vibes at times, and I know some people are jumping for joy and others are, doing the opposite. But I think it has a chance to be a really fucking good movie. But in terms of how the overall trilogy stands afterwards, I don't have anything positive to say about that, and it just sort of feels like they've taken things for granted, and it is what it is, though. We'll see what happens. I will guarantee this, though. The stream that we do after that movie is out, whether it's that night again or the following day, there is going to be a significant portion of our audience, many of you that are here right now, that absolutely despise what they do with one of your favorite characters. I guarantee it. You're going to fucking hate it. Some of you will. It's just most of you will. I'm a little more open-minded to it, but even I took some time to warm up to the idea, and depending on how it's executed on screen, I still might hate it. So
that's not so bad with lube.
Well, there's no lube with this. They just fucking stick it on it, and it sticks. So I'm actually really curious to see what other content creators have to say about this movie and what they do. I'll just be blunt, what they do with the shape in this movie. And I can think of one guy specifically who's very particular with how he thinks the shape should be, and I totally understand that, who is probably not going to be very happy with certain events that happen in this movie. And I'm going to be curious to see what the talk is online. I haven't really cared to watch anybody else.
This movie's gonna suck.
We're just all going to come on that night and just fucking bury the movie. All right, well, let's find out. Mr. Mike Bish, who's falling asleep over there in the corner, he's doing his best Matt Whitfield impression over there. What do you think? What? We're not allowed to make fun of Sleepy? We're not allowed to make fun of Sleepy Matt Whitfield anymore?
Matt!
I still don't have access to the boo button. Like, what the fuck?
Matt had the nerve to ask me, can I go watch 78 with you in the theater? I'm like, please. I'm like, I love you, Matt, but I will probably never go to the movie theater with you again. Like, it's just not going to happen. I'm sorry.
Or no, Mike shows up for his opening night viewing, and Matt is stalking there, and he's sitting beside him.
I do have a best friend who I have gone to see a few movies with, and I'm like, no, not happening, because he falls asleep and he snores super loud. One time he took off his shoes and his socks and put his feet up on the next chair in front of us.
Yo, that's
I was like,
fuck. Movie theaters are
Johnny, why did you do that?
Disgusting.
See, the movie theater, the movie theater near my house they're reclining seats, so it's automatic. Like you're gonna be, if you come there tired and you recline that seat back, you're gonna knock out. It's just
Is that the one
Oh.
you get the Regal pass for?
no, this is one that they built separately actually. But speaking of what was I gonna say? Damn, I lost my train of thought now.
Bad movie theater guest?
Oh no. I was just gonna say I've only fell asleep one time during the movie theater, like at the movies, and that was on Christmas Day. Me and my family went and saw Alvin and the Chipmunks, and I fell asleep.
I fell asleep during
Wait, are we talking
Pirates.
like modern day ugly CG chipmunks, or are we like talking classic chipmunks here?
No, it was modern day.
Oh, then
Yeah,
yeah, right, correct choice.
All right,
I fell asleep
Hey,
during
Mike.
Pirates 3, but I liked the movie. I was really trying to stay awake. Like I was actually like going, like I enjoyed the movie in the theater, but like I was falling asleep uncontrollably, and it sucked because I was trying to stay awake.
Hey, Mike.
what's up, dude?
Since you mentioned Alvin and the Chipmunks, you'll get a kick out of this story.
Oh,
but there's a
God.
guy in my fantasy league that was a huge Alvin Kamara fan, and I convinced him that he had two cousins in college coming through that were going to end up at the draft, named Theo and Simon Kamara.
Wait, who did you? Why do I not remember this?
It was
I
Zach.
remember this. I remember this. Which is funny because he pays attention to college football. So
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, in his defense, there are hundreds of schools. If Jared picks like some Division II,
Oh yeah, friggin'
know.
yeah.
Hey, Kieran, may I have a moment to address the high school classroom? Is that okay? Can I do that?
Sure, why not?
Thank you. All right. So what the fuck was what was I coy about? What was I cryptic about in that? Do you not know who the fuck the Shape is? You're probably watching the wrong fucking show. If you don't like what we do on this channel, see yourself the fuck out. Or continue to watch, and we'll take the audience retention and clicks. Apologies.
Sign up for Patreon.
That too, yeah. You want to give us your money? That's cool too. Fucking dip.
All right. Well, I didn't even notice that. I don't know what point of the conversation we're at when that came up, but whatever.
Literally, when I was talking about the Shape, I said you're
Oh,
not gonna
okay.
fucking like what they do with the Shape.
Oh. Whatever. Yeah, I feel like we have an educated audience, so I feel like they probably all know what we're talking about.
I mean,
Except
I'd
Jerry,
hope that's not what trips
you
you
sitting up there
if we're
fucking
talking
not
about
knowing at all what we're
these
talking
movies.
about. Did we get to Mike Bish's opinion on whether this movie would be a good horror movie or not? Or did we just talk about Sleepy Matt Whitfield?
Sorry, Mike.
What do you think?
No,
What
you're fine.
do you think about this movie as a horror movie? Like, what is it? How's it going to do? Just when you watch it, are you going to enjoy it as a horror movie? Like, what do you think?
Hope so. I'm concerned with one thing. Well, a couple of things, if I'm being honest. But one of the biggest things that I am concerned about in this film is the dialogue. And I know that sometimes in the trailer, it's just trailer dialogue. But I thought that even though I enjoyed Kills as a whole, I thought the dialogue in Halloween Kills was absolutely terrible. And I'm kind of afraid that may leak over in Ends. So I'm very worried about that. So that is kind of a wait and see, obviously, because I haven't looked at the script or anything like that. So super nervous about that part. But I hope so, man. Based off everything that I know, it's going to be different, obviously, and different kind of intrigues me. There's things that were told to us, and that we found out that that we found out that I thought, well, that's fucking stupid. Like, I was just nervous about it, and like, how are they going to pull that off? And but I do think there's going to be, I don't want to spoil anything. I think a lot of people will, although I think it'll be 50-50. A lot of people won't like the ending, and a lot of people will. yeah, I can't. I don't want to go into detail. I don't want to spoil anything. But I do think the way that they have decided to end this movie can be a good thing.
Yeah.
Because it's something we just haven't seen really much.
I feel like
that's,
you got
I
you
can't
got something on the tip of your tongue, and you're like, but I'm not saying it.
Yeah, I don't want to do that because I was
canker sore.
Damn it! God damn it!
Hold on. No, I think I'm good.
I got a quick question for you guys as well, because in the chat here we're having Michael might only be in it for like 20 minutes. So I want to ask you guys quickly, if Michael's in this movie for only 20 minutes, can it still be good, Johnny?
I mean, I'd have to actually run it back, but let's be honest, in Halloween movies, Michael as shape usually doesn't get a lot of screen time.
I feel like in the first few there's a lot of just him stepping out for 5 seconds.
Like, you see a lot of everything that's going on around him, a lot of stuff with Laurie and the other, extras and cast members, that you don't really see a lot of Michael unless he's actively in the act of hunting and killing. You might see him like sort of in like the background, of certain scenes where he's doing his shape stuff and just, being ominous and menacing and such. But, I really don't think he has ever really logged that much screen time. Like, I can't think off the top of my head of a Halloween movie where he's in more than, 30 to 40 minutes at the top end.
So let's
no, go
ahead. Go. No, you go ahead. Yeah.
No, go ahead, because I was going to say
no, you go ahead. You're the host now, Mike. No, I'm just kidding. Let's knock it down to 15 minutes then. 15 minutes, is that okay? Mike Bish, I'll ask you because you had something to say anyways. 15 minutes.
No, I don't think so. Especially with this being the last. I would love to see. I'm a Michael guy. I know a lot of people are a Loomis guy, which is fine. A lot of people are Laurie fans, which is fine. But I'm a Michael guy. Like I've made it known I'm a big Laurie Strode fan too. But in the end, Michael is the one and the reason that I fell in love with this franchise. So I don't know. I'm super excited to see what we get, and it's just intriguing. Like for kills, even though I didn't know any spoilers, I knew that it was going to be Michael Myers fucking up a bunch of people. Like I knew what I was going to get, and even though I know what happens and ends, like to the T, I'm super excited to see it be put on the screen and to see if it plays out. Because if it plays out, it could turn out to be really good or really bad. Again, I think a lot of people are going to hate the ending. A lot of people might like the ending. And, who knows? Sean, what's up? I mean, I don't know. I
don't know the ending, but the fact that it sounds really controversial from we've been hearing forever, I'm super intrigued. But Sean, do we need?
Nobody knows the ending because
they keep going back and forth.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
They keep going back and forth, correct?
Yeah. Well, not just that, but like they're at a point now because of stuff going on where they've even implied they've changed stuff in the editing room. And despite most people knew of 3 endings, 2 originally, and then the one during the reshoots, pardon me. And my guess is it's going to be something that people have never seen. And technically speaking, they kind of did that with Halloween Kills as well. What ended up being released was not the original ending of the film.
And I don't know. I'm curious. I mean, it's no spoiler. I mean, it's been out there in the marketing and stuff like that this will be the end of their, Laurie and Michael's story. Does that mean one of them died? Does that mean both of them die? Like, I'm curious for the people in the chat. How would y'all feel about that? Would y'all like to see both of them die? Would you like to see Laurie die? Would you like to see Michael die? Now they've said this in marketing before. It's the ending of this story. It's the ending. Yeah, big eye roll, right? Or could they be telling the truth in this? Who knows?
We got.
And when I say ending, I'm talking about like ending of this story, like not what are they going to pick up after this. I'm like, is they're saying this is going to be the true ending of this story? So who knows? But we've heard that before. I just want to know, would y'all be interested in that actually becoming true?
I want Laurie to not exist anymore. I'm done with her. So, not to say that she hasn't been great, and obviously, I really love Laurie in the original. I think she's. There's a reason why she's had a great career after that. But but I'm done with that. I'm done with that story. So
it's no secret I'm a big Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode fan. But I have been on record saying that her story should have been ended a long time ago. Just think it should have.
Fun fact here, while we're still talking Halloween, I know there's another super chat to get to, and I suppose it's only fair that I address it. But
I didn't get to the first one either. I didn't actually see.
Oh, okay.
So we gotta do it.
We didn't read it. We just put it up on screen.
I know why you're. Yeah, we were on your way. We were on our way there. But anyways, go on.
So this is it, guys. Like, please understand when I say this. There is not another movie coming after Halloween Ends by Universal Studios. Make no mistake about that. Barring some outrageous House of the Dragon level success rate at the box office that gets them to back out of discussions that are already being held with another studio. This is it for a multitude of reasons that will eventually become public, because this shit always becomes public. And even I don't know them. I get to hear some shit and I go off of what I hear, and what actually comes out could be completely different. But it's the end of this particular timeline. Also, I don't know if people know this, but Danielle Harris made an official pitch to Maleka Cad. So
I did see that.
That's pretty big. And what two films, for whatever reason, are they re-releasing before Halloween Ends, which don't line up to Halloween Ends at all? Just think about that. Chew on that for a bit.
Chew on it. Chew on it, bitches.
It tastes like chew leather.
Let's get to our super chats before we'll go to the first one, and then Sean can show up and talk about the second one. Fandom Empire. Hope Allison kills Laurie. Her paranoia did screw up the Strode family, and if Laurie did spring Michael for the bus crash being her fault, which is a theory. I don't know. Does anyone want to jump in on this one? Allison kills Laurie?
That'd be a hell of a twist.
I mean, some of you guys know that this is or isn't going to happen, probably. So, but I don't know what. Yeah, like theoretically, even would this be fun?
Yeah, I think that's how we should answer this question.
Theoretically, yeah.
Yeah, theoretically. Theoretically, I don't know. That's kind of going a little overboard to be. That's just a little much. You would have to sell either Allison goes super crazy or Laurie goes super crazy.
Okay.
Which, so I don't know.
Let me ask you guys another theoretical question.
Luchador.
So, theoretically, if your grandma was crazy, would you kill her?
Absolutely.
That's pretty.
Oh, you mean in the context of a movie?
Let's be honest. She is absolutely crazy, but she wasn't wrong in the things that she was saying.
All right. No one on this panel would kill their own grandmother. All right. Cool. Sean. Sorry, I forgot. Jer has already killed his own grandma.
I did.
Patreon. Show up on Patreon to find out how. Lots of disappointed people on Patreon.
It was back in 2014, but hey.
Do not sign up for Patreon. We don't. If you're looking to learn how to kill people, we don't actually do that.
I'm going hard in the paint on Patreon today, Sean. I want some Patreon here. God damn it.
Oh my god. What's up?
Can't talk.
Sorry, you said you wanted to address this one here.
Yeah, he says, sorry for my comment earlier. I just joined the chat. Respect to Sean in the channel. Here's $10 for my attitude. You can come in here with whatever attitude you want, man, and like or dislike what you want. But I was pretty up front with you people are not going to like what they do with the shape. Obviously, I can't come out and be like, yeah, so the shape's a Walmart greeter, and he's going home one day, and he accidentally hits this girl who's coming home from school, and he just spirals and becomes the shape again, and he was living a nice life. I can't go and get into every fucking detail of the film, obviously, on here.
Because they might cut you off.
That too. That is a thing. Like, legitimately.
Yeah.
So
I think that would be a better movie than what we're going to get, honestly. I think I would legitimately like to see Michael Myers as a Walmart greeter than what we're going to get.
Honestly, the regular Walmart greeters are more terrifying.
Yeah, going into Walmart's an adventure. You definitely don't need to super chat to apologize, and just I don't know, maybe be a little more mindful when we are vague about things, because there's some people in here that don't want to be spoiled. And I don't think our guy Dean Renner's here today, but he has the outrageous task of basically being in control of our Halloween group on Facebook, Halloween Fandom, which has 70,000 people in it. And there's a lot of people that'll just fucking come out and try to spoil anything. David Ward.
Oh, yeah.
And I try to do my best to, now and then we're going to slip, okay? It happens. But always give someone a chance to turn away from a spoiler, because they could have gone the last 12 months staying spoiler, or last, since 2018 even, staying spoiler free. And it just takes one dick on a YouTube channel without a spoiler warning to be like, yeah, so Michael and Laurie are brother and sister, and then everybody blows up.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, here,
but
like,
also, sorry, Kieron, one thing. My apologies too. I'm on edge right now. I've been getting very little fucking sleep, and so apologies from my end too. But if you want to, you can make it up to us by going and checking out our latest episode of the Overlook Drive-In, which is Hush by Mike Flanagan, and it's pretty good. So check that out.
Great segue. I love that. That's a great plug.
Why not? And then join Patreon.
69 Mega wants me to find my perfect match. I don't know.
Your perfect match is
Yeah,
already
that's
somewhere
been
in the
dealt
What
chat.
the fuck did you just say?
I thought you already had one.
Yeah, that's been dealt with.
I'm just reading the comments. I'm staying topical here.
Not well, because our awesome crack mod team took care of that very quickly.
Good.
Oh, nope. I didn't mean to put that up. I meant to just take down that other one. Anyways, whatever. Who gives a fuck? So that's it for Halloween Ends. We'll shut that down. We'll try to move it on here and get to Andor. I don't know. Let me count how many Star Wars fans we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think Jared gives a shit about Andor, and I don't know what Mr. Michael Bish cares about Star Wars. Is right. So
Hold on,
is that
before you throw Mike? 1 second, Mike. If there was a Star Wars show to start with, please start with this one.
Yeah, but can I need to know. Can I just start this off
Yes.
and I'll
100%.
That's it. And I know everything that's going on.
I'm telling you, this will be far closer to what you would like than some other Star Wars.
It's
Including
probably
the
going to be the
movies
most
and all?
grounded. It's
For
probably
sure.
going to be the most grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be like
that's good.
It'll be like Star
good to
Wars
know.
is in the background, but it's not the same genre.
It's the closest
Well-
thing they've done to Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings, even.
So real quick, before I get out of here, as Star Wars fans, are y'all excited about this? Do you think it's going to be good?
Very excited.
I'll
I
go
was always
first
excited
for
for
this
this
one.
though.
Or we'll just all go at the same time,
No, you'll go
damn it.
second. Fuck off.
Oh man.
I'll boot everyone off this goddamn show, and I'll say what I no, go on.
Okay, look. With this show, as soon as they announced it, I said this is the show that nobody asked for. I think I've said that about one other Star Wars show, and I really like that one. Others don't, but I really like that one. As stuff has come out about this show, I still have reservations about a couple elements of it, but I think it's going to be pretty good. It looks like they put a lot of time and effort into it, and I'm really looking forward to it. It drops tomorrow. I think they're releasing 3 episodes. Does that sound?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're hour-long episodes, right?
No. So I already know the
Okay.
rundown.
They're Disney Plus
Okay.
hour-long episodes.
It's I think
Oh, yeah. Well, that explains it.
episodes are about 40 minutes apiece, which is a standard episode of TV, really. So you are getting 2 hours of content right out of the bat. You're basically getting a full-length feature film right out of the bat. And I believe it's also one arc to those 3 episodes. Mike, when you get out of here, I am going to link you to the Andor trailer.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm stoked for it. By the way, I think it's the closest thing to Game of Thrones that they've done. Obviously, there's you're not going to see people banging, but like it's
Well, I'm out.
there are diehard Star Wars fans who think that it's too dark and too gritty. But I also think that's going to open up a new fan base for these types of Star Wars movies.
So all these characters in this show are new. Like I don't need to know like who anybody in the past is.
So this show is a prequel to Rogue One, which is a movie, but you could avoid watching that movie and watch this show and eventually watch that movie. That came out in 2016, and Rogue One literally happens right before the events of the original Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I
Like
mean,
it literally ends like what would you say, 20 minutes before the original Star Wars movie
Not
begins?
even. It ends after it started.
I need somebody in this panel to send me a watch list in order, please.
Oh, well, you're going to get different opinions on that.
There's no like order, like
chronological.
Yeah, like
Watch episode 5.
like
and screw the
like
rest.
if I'm in the middle of doing.
Do you
all
know
the
who?
movies.
Do you know who Darth Vader is?
Okay, yes.
Okay, well then you should watch in order then.
He's the guy with the mask, right?
The guy with the the guy with the red and
No, that's
black on
Van
his face.
Vader.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just fucking with you. All right, I gotta go. I'm
Jared's
going to
making a
Taco
wrestling
Bell.
joke.
Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here. I'm not even gonna let you plug your shit this time. He does a fucking. He likes NASCAR and overlooked drive-ins and all sorts of shit. Anything else you got to say?
Yeah, the Take One podcast is back this week, but don't watch it because we're talking about Halloween Resurrection. So don't watch.
Hell yeah.
I will not. I will not.
But no, Take One podcast. Yeah, these next few movies are going to be tough to get through. So we got Resurrection and then Rob Zombie Halloween films to get through. But we're counting down our road to, which is crazy because I was just looking at the calendar today. It's crazy how close we are to the 14th of October, just a few weeks away now. So make sure you follow me on there, all major podcast platforms for the Take One podcast. Also, the new episode of the Overlook Drive-In just dropped. We reviewed Mike Flanagan's Hush. That was really exciting to talk about and dive into. It was Sean's first time seeing it. So we had a really good conversation on that episode. And we got great episodes coming out here soon. That one being one that I saw not too long ago, Jaws and IMAX, and that was a hell of an experience. So be on the lookout for those 2 episodes. Now you can go, like I said, you can go check out Hush now and Jaws soon. So
Nice. Yeah, still go and tune into the Take One podcast because even though it's about some shitty Halloween movies that are coming up, we got the silky smooth Mike Bish voice. He just he's a wonderful entertainer. So it doesn't matter.
Talk about Kurt Busch the other day.
Yeah.
thanks, Jared. Appreciate it. Thank y'all. Appreciate that. And Sean, I don't know if you plug your podcast, but I was listening to that today, dude. Great podcast, by the way.
John has a
you know,
podcast.
Right? Yeah, it's away from Phantom Empire. They're very, very quiet about it.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Way to spoil it, man. Yeah, it's called the Trophy Hunters Podcast. It's a podcast primarily dedicated following colleague racing, but then in the back half of the episodes we talk about all NASCAR stuff, and got a co-host over there. His name's Ryan, and he adds a ton. He's a whiz when it comes to NASCAR shit. That guy's like a encyclopedia. He can just fucking dig shit out, and then I look stupid.
That's nice, Sean. That's nice. I thought we were friends. Anyways, let's we'll outro Mike. See you later.
Bye, guys.
And yeah, let's talk about friends and when you should tell your friends that they have a podcast that you don't know about.
It was shared
Anyone
on
else
social media.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm like I vaguely remember Sean talking about this before, but that got filed back into the things I don't care about because it's about NASCAR.
Right next to the Rick and Morty fan show.
God damn it.
And you
Rick
know
and Morty Fan
NASCAR.
Show,
We all
Rick and
know what
Morty
happens
Fan
with
Show has done
NASCAR.
really well, guys. I don't give a fuck if you guys tune in or not. God damn it. Rick and Morty
I loved
Fan
it the
Show.
other night.
It's been great.
Covering all those
It's just me
episodes.
yelling at the camera for 20 minutes before I go to sleep. It's great.
That
There's
is the
fucking-
most perfect description ever.
There's flashing lights and everything. I couldn't even turn off my flashing lights last episode, so basically, like, it's just me yelling and you having a seizure.
Yeah, I had 3 of them
Oh,
in one
I mean,
episode.
you and 300 other people enjoyed it, so hey.
Yeah, no, I've been doing good. And, you know, the people that I have in my Rick and Morty Top Fans chat have all been excited about it. And, yeah, it's been going good.
There's a chat?
There was a chat. You're not in it.
He just got on
Talking
me.
about
for not
being
there.
left out of shit. I thought we were
He did-
friends.
John and Jer's seen the first season of Rick and Morty, and that is all. So he does
And I
not
played
belong in
Clue.
there. You know what?
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
talk about wrestling without you, Jer. We will. I
With
know
Rick's
you'll.
bag of
I know
chips and
inside you'll
Gazorpazorp,
actually be
yeah.
upset about it.
It probably won't be a very good discussion.
Well, I'm assuming that
I'm still
Mr.
here,
Tommy B. Tommy B does not want to be part of the wrestling chat again today.
I'll join in. You don't want Jer? I'll join in. Just as good, right?
Hell yeah,
too.
man.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's the opposite. It's like hearing Jer talk about anything not wrestling. We'll hear about Tommy talk about wrestling.
The Tommy and Jerry Wrestling Hour, and you can go fuck yourself.
Is there anywhere that we can reach you at, or is there anything you want to promote there, Mr. T Brizzle?
He prefers a round.
Are we done talking about Andor?
Yeah, we don't really want to talk about it. Who gives a shit? We
Oh.
sold it to Mike Bish.
We did sell a non-Star Wars fan on a show. I mean, Lucasfilm should be, putting up some of that money.
Well,
Only if
look,
he retains interest. If he watches the first episode and is like, I'm done, then we've achieved nothing.
This is true. But then again, we all might be done after the first episode. So.
I'm not discounting that possibility.
I
literally
say
said
this
that, I'm
about
like-
Andor.
I might
I'll
watch
say-
the first episode tonight and then decide if I'm going to keep watching it or not.
If I hung on to that fucking Dragon show for 5 episodes, not really liking it, I think I'll give Andor a second episode.
That dumb dragon show.
I didn't say dumb. I said that fucking Dragon show.
Oh, I'm sorry. That fucking dragon.
And there's
show.
2 things that are in that show, fucking and dragons. So I was entirely right.
And it's
I
dumb,
didn't
so
get
it's all
much
3.
fucking-
Well, early Rotten Tomato scores for Andor have it sitting right around 90%. So
Yep, I've been seeing good stuff about it.
That's pretty good considering some of the more recent Star Wars scores.
Yep.
But it's also Tony Gilroy, and trust me when I say that guy doesn't give a shit about your fan service. So don't go into this show expecting fan service.
I'll say this about Andor from what we've, like I said to Mike, it's a show we didn't ask for because we know what happens to the main character. And that kind of defeats it in some ways. We have a destination we need to end up in. And for many of us, that kind of hurts it a bit. Kind of similar to House of the Dragon, but not to the same degree, I guess. Maybe more. But I from the media coming out about it, the commentaries, the trailer, it really looks like this is something they haven't done before. So, yeah, I've had some excitement kindled about it, and I really hope it lives up to it. For me, for the other fans who are going to check it out, who may have been, fuck that show. Why couldn't you make a show about, I don't know, fucking what's the mechanic on Tatooine's name?
Oh fuck!
Oh,
the annoying
that-
girl.
That fucking lady from Cheers.
Why couldn't we get a show about her? We don't need a show about Cassian Andor.
I love Andor. I love the character. I was happy with the character in the first place. And so, like I said before, when we did the show, our Star Wars show, right after the announcement of 10 new Star Wars shows in the works, I was like, Andor, I'm super excited about that. That's awesome. Everyone else was like, it's in my top 9. Everyone was just. I was excited.
Did I just hear you say new Star Wars show? Because next Monday, you guys can check the Moose Too Far podcast out on the YouTube channel.
That is not what we said.
Reviewing all 3 of the first Andor episodes.
That is not what we said, but hey, it's a good night.
One day I'll reach that damn moose.
How many podcasts you got that I'm not on there, Sean?
Well, I mean, you'd have to figure out scheduling with a guy who lives on the other side of the planet. So.
Jesus Christ. I bet there's going to be a second Rick and Morty show on here I'm not on soon.
Yes, soon.
Shh! Don't give away the big reveal.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to fucking bed.
Yeah, see you later. Tommy B, ladies and gentlemen.
Can find me at T-Brand.
Round of applause for Team Brad. All right. So here we're getting into the real main event. The real main event when all the Halloween fans leave. Let's talk a little bit of wrestling here, and I guess we have a wrestling game, but we're going to talk a little bit about wrestling first. Is that where you want to go at?
Yeah, wrestling.
Okay.
Yay.
Wrestling. Yeah, real fucking man shit.
Yeah, Iron Mike Sharp is Canada's greatest athlete.
The game's
Exactly.
Is his arm healed yet?
The game's going to take.
The game's going to take a little bit to do. Like last week, I don't have any of the audio pre-prepared because it'll just pop up the ads anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Triple H is on
yeah.
top forever.
But there's 3 wrestling topics I wanted to get to tonight.
Okay.
The first one being, I know there's some rumors out there, is Bray Wyatt getting ready to come back? Imminently.
He's the only logical outcome for this. Like, people are pointing to Karrion Kross because he played the White Rabbit in Lucha Underground, and I completely scoff and wash my hands of that because A, he debuted on TV re-debuted less than a month ago on TV. They're not going to change his gimmick that drastically yet. And 2, unless you are a hardcore pro wrestling fan who has watched all seasons of Lucha Underground, you have no idea who the White Rabbit even is. Like, this is a meaningless term for you. Like, unless the WWE has secretly gone out and acquired the Lucha Underground library and is about to drop it on the WWE network, which, don't get me wrong, I'd be very happy if that were to actually occur because I love Lucha Underground. But
you don't need the network for that.
Well, validation of places I need to go to get things. But it's just it makes no sense for it to be anyone else. All of the signs point to Bray Wyatt in some new character. We know that the guy who helped him create the Fiend and the image there on Twitter was posting about the White Rabbit within the last couple of weeks. So I just
Tom Savini?
No, one of the other guys, one of the creative guys, not the mask people.
like Brian Gewirtz or whatever.
I don't think he's actually a company writer, but he's one of the one of the people that helped create the character.
Okay.
Freddie
I
Prinze
just can't
Jr.?
remember. I can't remember which guy. No, God, no. But it just all signs point to Bray. It's the only thing that makes sense. There's too much. He's always sort of lent that Wonderland vibe to his character all the way through his time in the WWE, that it makes perfect sense for this to be him.
Well, and so it makes sense too because Triple H is really pulling back a lot of the stuff that was working that just mysteriously disappeared, and what was working really well and selling tons of merchandise and fucking. I mean, it wasn't over with everybody, but it was over. What could we bring back? Like, let's bring back that guy that was fucking on a huge, great run. And like, my son's favorite wrestler was the scary fucking clown. Like, he was asking me for a Bray Wyatt t-shirt or the Fiend t-shirt every goddamn week. And I was like, no, you cannot. We're not wearing it to school, so there's no point in us buying it for you. So it makes total sense to me. I don't know, Jer, if you have any inside information on that.
So there was a Fightful update, but I haven't bothered checking it yet. The idea is that it is a very closely guarded secret within the company right now. Nobody is leaking anything about it. They like that it's kind of blown up in the past 24 hours and there's all this speculation about it. I mean, I think we're going to find out at 9:23 on Friday night. I mean, that's what it's pointing to, obviously.
I think that's just the next vignette. I think this is sort of like a Jericho countdown clock, not the actual debut, just the next piece of the puzzle.
Okay, so there's this really weird, and it's probably nothing, but the graphic showing Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins in the
pay-per-view
fight
promo
or
picture.
whatever. Yes, the promo picture. In the left-hand corner, you can see a
lanterns and fireflies.
And it feels like people are reading into it too much. That the Fiend is a character that it has a lore, as they put it, and people have begged for this character to come back for a long time now, and are hoping. Anytime there's been a tease of anything within the company, they're hoping that, oh, it's the Fiend or, whatever. And I do think this regime would do something tongue-in-cheek, like put, the fireflies and all that in the corner as a little hint to, hey, we acknowledge this in a little way, and if you know where to look, then, you're in on the thing. But I mean, they're being super secretive about it. Nothing has leaked really, other than speculation online, and I think they like that because it's people talking about the product and in whatever way it can be talked about. And in my personal opinion, I think the Fiend was near the end. He was a fucking liability, and I did not care to see him on TV whatsoever. The Alexa Bliss stuff was garbage.
As soon as they cut his legs off at Mania, it was done.
If they're gonna fucking have him in a match, turn the goddamn lights on.
I don't see any chance of that happening again.
No, it was unwatchable. I mean,
it really was. That Hell in a Cell with him and was it Seth?
Yeah, it was Seth.
Just and they
had the
especially
big
with the cage painted red too.
Yeah, it's just no. If you're gonna do a character, like, you didn't do that kind of shit once the bell rang for the Undertaker, and he's the goofiest fucking gimmick of them all. So don't cut his fucking legs off. Let him do his spooky shit. The whole lights with the video screens turning off separately, that was some cool shit. But if they're gonna bring that character back, don't bury him every chance you get with bad booking and the stupid lights and these stories with no ending. I mean, they changed the finish of the WrestleMania match the week of. Nobody knew what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, but I think some of that stuff is gone. No, I don't know if that's gonna.
Or they
honestly,
just
like, it still happens. It still happens.
Fucking bring him back.
They're still making changes on the fly. Like, we can't pretend that's not still happening. A prime example of that is SmackDown last week. Look at the build to the Fatal 4-Way #1 Contenders Tag Title match. Until the event started, it was two different tag teams.
Yeah, they dropped.
And the team that won the match wasn't even in,
the match. Yeah,
the match graphic that they'd announced earlier in the week. So, we're still getting that sort of shifting and changing. but I don't think it's going to be on that massive. Like, that's a WrestleMania match.
Yeah, you don't fuck around with. You should have that finished booked 2 months in advance.
I don't know about that far in advance, but
yeah, like, you know.
I'll say this though: we're talking about this. I don't think this is the Fiend as the character we know it. I think this is the third face of Bray Wyatt. I think he's always been sort of like that. You know, he's the modern day Mick Foley, I guess is the best way I can explain it. And this is the third face.
Quickly, let me just jump in here for a second. Freddie says, "Who's coming to Fear Mall on Sunday?" I've asked him to provide more details for that. He had messaged me earlier about it. I don't have it handy at the moment, but there is like this big horror event happening at that cafe up on Town Line of Oshawa and Curtis. I can't remember the name of it now. Is it Deadly Grounds Cafe? It's something like that. Hopefully, Freddie.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
Yeah.
So definitely check that out, guys. I'm gonna try to make it out. No guarantees, but my hope is I can stop by there. That'd be a lot of fun. On the Bray Wyatt stuff. Okay, so I was not actively watching WWE when he was the Fiend, but I had an old buddy of ours who would like send me all of his stuff trying to get me into it. And I gotta say, I fucking hated it. Couldn't stand it. I thought it was completely unwatchable and miserable. And I understand that I'm in the minority there. As long as I can point out when he was just like when he came out as Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family and all that, I was 100% on board for that. I loved the entrance. I loved the gimmick. I remember him and Taker having that match at Mania and me thinking, okay, this can be like a passing of the torch almost, where he can be the next gimmicky Undertaker guy. But that didn't happen. But
that would have made too much sense.
If most fans like the Fiend and they end up getting the Fiend, then I'm thrilled for them, because I've been that guy who's wanted someone to come back for forever, multiple times. And when it does, it's a really fun experience, you know?
Yeah. Except this last time. It was really disappointing this most recent time.
I mean, the time before that was Bret Hart, so I think
that was also pretty disappointing.
Yeah, you're killing me here, man.
Yeah. You said you had 3 things you wanted to do.
Well, speaking of that disappointing topic, I was wondering if Jer knows what's the latest on this.
No.
I hear the most recent development is CM Punk's a piece of shit.
Nothing new has come out in the last week, other than images of Kenny Omega from Japan that were taken a week before when he filmed the thing with Sega, where you can very blatantly see teeth marks on his inside left forearm. Take that for what you will, but he very clearly got bit by a human. How or why, we still don't know, but...
Yeah. So, okay. So, well, since the last time we were on about this subject, every producer who had been suspended had their
anyone
suspension
who's
lifted.
not Elite Punk or Ace.
The Elite Punk Kenny, they are still technically suspended, and this suspension is overreaching as far as other outside bookings are concerned, because Kenny Omega was booked for Triple A's Triple Mania.
He wasn't. They approached after all.
Okay, so he was unable to be booked for the show.
It was after the suspension had been put in place that Triple A reached out.
He didn't get a booking taken away, but he cannot now take bookings.
Right.
Correct.
Okay, that checks out. And the Bucks went and posted suspended AF on their Twitter, which is whatever. I mean,
par for the course.
They're fucking children, as CM Punk says. So nothing really new otherwise. Apparently the investigation may be coming to a head sooner than later. Other than that, I mean, they're still gone, and
the only new information of any consequence that's come to light and anything discussed was Colt Cabana touched on the I share a bank account with my mother topic. On a Twitch stream, openly said, yeah, I share a bank account with my mother. So does my Emmy award-winning brother. So
Who?
I think
who is
it's
his
the
brother?
inflection. He's something gold.
A writer.
Something Colton. I think Adam Coltman or something. He's a director on Family Guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's an Emmy
Yeah.
Award-winning director for Family Guy, who also shares a bank account with his mother. So that's the thing. Everybody took that to mean that, like, oh, he takes money from his mother, but
Yeah.
I'd say clearly that's the opposite. They're funneling money to their mother through a bank account with her name, or they've just had these bank accounts for 30 plus years and never changed them. Because I'll admit, my father is still a co-signer on my bank account because I got it when I was 14. Like,
All right. That's
just never
very
went through
Johnny.
the process of
That's-
changing that.
Yeah, I'm not commenting on any of that stuff. I thought that I didn't think there was a need for Punk to do it, regardless of what I think of.
You know what's funny? I the first time he said it, I was like, ha, ha. But then when he said it like second and third time, I'm like, fuck off.
I was
Like,
kinda
it's not
like,
that
no,
funny. Yeah,
Again,
it's
as
not
much
that
as
funny.
I love Punk, and I'm probably more his side in what happened, or at least what's been reported as happening behind the stage. That fucking press conference was an embarrassment. And
I'll say that just based purely on speculation. I think it's looking more and more likely that the Bucks aren't the league. Only because of the fact I don't think they would have any knowledge of the Malachi Black situation.
I don't know. I don't think any of us know. That's
No, but I'm just saying, like, this.
That's
This
a- yeah, that's a hard
this
one.
is just me purely. I don't want to say names on air or anything, but there is a member of the core staff that was a very prominent member of a certain. Jared will probably be able to put the pieces together on where my mind is at right now. There is a person in the office of AEW that was very prominently a member of a certain message board community in the early 2000s. So
The numbers guy?
So a lot of people aren't looking at him, but there's a direct line between certain members of staff to other reporters that exists that nobody has thought to look at.
right. I get that, but I'm just gonna throw this guy under the bus because it's not wrestling related. No one in a million years would have thought Emmy award-winning, Oscar Academy Award-winning Christopher Nelson would be a guy to leak Halloween information, whether it was on purpose or not, and he did. And I don't even mean to us, but that shit happens. It's speculation at best, but you could be absolutely spot on. I'll say this: if someone gets fired, regardless of who it is, somebody's getting sued. So I'm sure Tony Khan's sitting there going, please, don't fire anybody. Don't fire anybody. Because the second that happens, people are getting sued. No question about it, regardless of what side.
I don't know if he's afraid of getting sued anyways. But
I think the answer simply lies that I don't.
Yeah,
there
maybe,
would be. I think the fact that a member of the Florida bar was literally in attendance for all of this kind of puts a big rein on a lot of lawsuit potential, because that's someone who, if they walk on to, they will be called to testify as soon as Mega takes the stand, whatever she says is assumed fact because she is a member of the bar. So whatever she says is pretty much how this goes.
Okay, I definitely took that the wrong way for a second. I'm like, wait, what? What bar owner is fucking? It's like,
the bar,
Yeah, both her and
is
MJF were there.
the test
Yes.
that it takes to be a lawyer. Yeah.
oh my gosh.
It's a weird phrasing because you're right. I'd think the same thing if I didn't know, but yeah.
I've taken
I
a couple
assume
bar exams in my day.
I assume she's a member of the bar in other states as well. I just don't know which ones beyond Florida.
with all due respect to Ace Steel, the best thing that can happen for the company is all parties stay with the company and punishment is handed out and we reconvene at a later date, because they're all worth a lot of money and very valuable on screen, off screen, etc. I don't know if that's going to happen, but as a fan, I hope it happens, because I think we're all better off for it. But we'll wait and see. Quickly, we only have time for one thing, and that's the title picture. Simple answer, and then I want to get to the trivia. Who walks out of Wednesday as the champion? And I'm not giving one guy or another guy. I'm saying who leaves that night as champion.
The guy who's not going on vacation.
Bryan Danielson. My concern with Danielson is MJF is very, very blatantly the next guy. And I don't know if they want to give Danielson a short title run or kind of let him run with it. But it's a placeholder for MJF whenever they want to pull the trigger.
Where are they? Are they in Long Island?
Arthur Ashe, New York.
He's still probably going to get a pretty decent.
Oh, he's going to pop anyway. He got a pop in Albany. He got a pop in
He's
Buffalo.
a goddamn baby face.
He got a pop in Chicago.
You see how hard he tried to be a heel this past week? Like, it's not working.
Any chance he leaves as champion tomorrow night? Because I think there's a chance that happens.
There's a chance, yeah.
I don't think so, because I don't think they want to go down the route of making the poker chip Money in the Bank cash in.
That's fair.
Didn't they just make a point though of saying it didn't have to be like a schedule?
Well, I think they kept saying next opportunity.
There's that goddamn word opportunity.
So I don't like. I mean, could they go that route and make it an anytime? I think, but that's sort of. Let's be honest. The shine is off the apple on the Money in the Bank concept at this point, because it is a guaranteed cash in, pretty much. I mean, there's only been 2 failures in.
There's going to be 3, but yeah.
Hell, at this point, we're almost at 20 years, and there's only been less than 5 failed cash ins on. 20 plus Money in the Bank winners. So it's an automatic. You're going to win the belt sometime in the next year. So I don't see them go route, because then it is too obvious. But give them a wrestling match and you can win, you can lose, because to this point, I don't think anyone who's won the chip has won the belt.
Hangman.
Did Hangman win the chip?
That's how he came back. Yeah. He won the ladder,
okay, so I'd say we're close to like 25% then, because I know Brian Cage didn't. He was the first one. I think the other ones were for the TNT titles though, so I don't
Scorpio
know if they
had the big fucking Lord of the Rings thing.
Yeah, the Golden Ring. So they've got so many of those Golden Opportunity, Casino ladder. There's a few too many of those ladder gimmicks.
It does mesh together.
I thought that thing looked like a big Sonic the Hedgehog ring. I remember
that's what everybody thinks.
Sonic the Hedgehog was gonna win.
Somebody should have went up there and hit the guy's head, and then like 7 of them fly.
So yeah, you guys ready for round 2 of wrestling?
It was actually a lot of fun last week. So yes, I am.
I definitely am not nearly as confident in this list, but there's some cool themes. I think some of them are going to be very obvious, and then I think some of them, because the intro part of the theme just isn't as prominent as, say, maybe the main part, might be hard to tell. But we will play anywhere between 5 to 8 seconds of a theme and go from there. And we have 8 of them. Johnny is the defending Wrestling Entrance Team's champion.
Wait, where's my belt? I deserve a belt for this.
We'll figure it.
They got a belt for winning on Tim and Sid. I want a belt.
Hey, let me ask you. Do you remember?
You'll get it in about 8.
Is it almost as if you're waiting for a belt already and you're kind of pissed off you don't have it?
I want 2 belts. Johnny, 2 belts, baby.
Uh-huh.
I'm taking that belt on Thursday.
Uh-huh.
You can't use the sticker no more.
I know.
I'm not even going to do it either. I'll just let Zach and everybody else just like retrieve it and place it gently upon my shoulder like the champion that I am.
JT says MJF leads with the title. I think that'd be cool if they can do it in a cool way. I don't think they do it this way, but it'd be cool if he just popped his, like, the match is getting ready to start and his entrance theme hits and he just goes in and it becomes a triple threat match. I think that'd be badass, but I also think that's too face. Like, anyways, everybody got pens and paper ready?
I am good. All
right, let me can this music and start off with this legend. Here we go. You guys got about we'll let it go for 5 to 8 seconds. I thought to myself when we were doing the last one, I'm like, I got to get this guy in there somewhere. All right, time's up. Let's see what everybody has for answers. Kieran, what do you got?
I got nothing.
He's got nothing. Jared, what do you have?
That blew my mind.
Beverly
No,
Brothers.
The Beverly Brothers.
That's not the Beverly Brothers.
Defending champion Johnny. I can't see.
That's the model.
Yes,
yeah.
it is.
Oh, see that I was trying to get that. God damn it!
I was literally. I'm
almost-
glad I didn't now because I was just gonna
So-
sit here and start pumping fake arrogance at the screen.
So I was trying to come up. What was his last gimmick right before he left? And it was
Rick the
kind of
Model
like that.
Martel.
Didn't
He
he
was
have
always
another
Rick-
gimmick?
No, not in the WWE.
I thought he had
went
another
from-
gimmick like
he went
right
from-
before he left.
He went from Strike Force to Rick the Model Martel until he left in the late '93. I think
Yeah,
because he was
around
the,
in September.
Yeah, because he was around when Razor won the belt leading up to the WrestleMania 10 double, because he was in the finals of that Intercontinental Battle Royal tournament majig thing that they did, which made no sense because Rick Martel hadn't been featured on TV in like a year. But
Yeah. He had that great run in '91 in the Rumble, but
his run in WCW though is really slept on.
I wish he didn't get hurt.
His TV title run was freaking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Booker T had some bangers. Nobody saw that coming.
Well, did you,
Is that the next one? Because if we are, I'm good. Like 1 second.
You're already good there.
I'm good. I'm good I'm right now, right here. You can see me writing it down.
I'm skipping the first few seconds because it'd be a total giveaway. But
Don't need to.
Here.
I'm done. Pencils down. Not touching the board again.
and
I
here we
would
go.
like the 5 seconds.
Sounds like a Ninja Turtles theme almost.
Yeah.
It's a video game song. Sounds like
Unfortunately, it's not the Toxic Turtles. And Sean, if you don't know what that is, I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear.
Teach him about Cowabunga too while you're at it.
Yes.
We'll give Kieran 5 more seconds to think of it. 3, 2, 1. Do you got anything? He's got nothing. He's 0 for 2. Jared, what is it?
Crusher Khrushchev. No, wait.
I mean, you'd be correct.
The Repo Man. He's right. It's the Repo Man. Johnny, you had Repo Man? Yeah, half of 1 second. Oh, boy. You guys are in trouble. 1 second. Fuck.
I think Jer had it off that 1 second too. He just wasn't willing to commit.
Oh, okay.
Because it looked like he was ready to write it down, but he wanted to hear it just to make sure.
Yeah. I was like 99.9% sure, but I'm like, he's going to play a little more, so I'll go with that.
All right. Let's move on to the next one. Probably going to get some crappy ad, so apologies.
I think we're unique because now, as you
No.
can see,
No, nobody thinks you're unique.
Was that an ad for sunglasses? Like those sunglass thingies?
Skipping the
Ray-Bans?
first 5 seconds or so here because it'll be a giveaway. Here we go. Oh wow, it's Johnny Stump.
No, I
Really?
know it. I can
I
hear it
expect
in my
I go
head.
home yet.
This one. We got 5 seconds, people, to get an answer down on that paper. 5. Porg. For those of you that know what that means. Thanks for sticking around all these years. 3, 2, 1. Time's up. We'll start with Jared. You got anything, buddy?
I
got
got
nothing.
nothing. Fuck. It feels like a 1993 Raw, and I'm like, fuck.
I think you're too early.
Kieran, what do you got?
I just ran down a random name. Dan Severed. Dan the Beast Severed.
No.
I don't
I'm
know what
actually not
his music's-
positive.
I don't know what his music sounds like, but I just
Ahmed Johnson. No,
No.
that is incorrect.
you don't know what Ahmed Johnson's music sounds like?
That sounded
I'm
like the
gonna go
Pearl
back
River
now
Rip.
and play the first
No.
few seconds of the song.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
I don't know that. What?
I was right. 93 Raw.
No, he didn't have that theme until 94.
1, 2, 3 Kid. Whoa.
That was his theme?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's my Blue Meanie for this week, guys.
Yeah.
Painfully obvious, and now I don't. Oh man. Are we going to follow that up with some weird, obscure WCW theme no one knows?
Hang on. Did I lose a theme here?
Tailor-made man coming right up.
I hope so.
Have we done 4 or 3?
3.
3.
3. All right. I'm going to have to come up with a new one because somehow we lost one. I'm down to 7. Nope. Sorry. We got 5. All right. So the score is 2 for Johnny, 1 for Jer, and Kieron is currently being shut out. But I think he's likely getting on the board with this banger.
You think he's getting on the board with that?
I thought so, but I guess not. Jesus. Pardon me. Hang on. Let me. Sorry, I think that did not play from the 0-second mark. There we go. I don't know if that helped anybody.
I think it just confirmed what I thought.
5 seconds.
But I'm not 100% confident on this one. I know it, but I'm not confident. I know the era.
Time's up. Yeah, I had an old Coliseum home video that I would rewatch all the fucking time as a kid, so this fucking theme was drilled into my head. Jer, who is it, man?
No, that's not Max Moon. It's a horrible guess.
Oh, Kieron, did you guess anybody?
No.
Oh, God. Johnny, who is it? It is Virgil. It's Virgil. Oh,
I managed that fucking guy in Port Perry once, and he was a heel,
God.
and he was supposed to turn babyface at the end of the match and beat me up. He starts doing babyface stuff, getting the crowd behind him before the match even ended, and then he went and spanked some kid in the front row.
That wasn't in Port Perry, though. That was in Oshawa. I was going to say, was that the same weekend he did that?
That was the
at
same
the Legion.
weekend, yeah.
Yeah, because that was at the Legion. Where
And he tried to get out of the Oshawa show
Jared-
by saying he hurt his foot.
Jared
Yes.
doesn't remember moments in his own life. All right, let's go.
They
Wait, no,
blurred
he
though.
remembered it. It just had the wrong night. Because that was, bad guy Virgil.
Score update is 3 for Johnny, 1 for Jer, 0 for Kieran. Somebody catch up to this guy, please.
No.
Let's move on to the next one.
I'd say
I'm
you might
not
have to bring in a
watching-
ringer, but I assumed that was Jer.
I'm not watching the required amount of wrestling to beat Johnny anytime soon.
All right. Well, Kieran, I can confidently say you will get on the board with this one.
You said that the last one, too.
Okay, but I'm very confident about this one. So here we go.
Done.
If I let it play like 3 more seconds, it would have been too
No.
big
Yeah.
of a... All right, Kieran, who is it?
I've got his shirt somewhere. around.
RVD. Did I get that one right?
that's correct. Yes.
Yes.
Jared,
Jared, put your hands down. He's looking down.
He's scribbling it out. He's like, no, it wasn't Papa Shango. RVD, and I can't see.
Boo Bradley.
Bradley? What?
That'd be a deep cut pulling a Smoky Mountain theme out of nowhere.
Johnny, I think if he gets the next one right, wraps it up again, no matter what.
Does it really matter?
Hey, you could hypothetically pull into a tie, Kieran. I mean, if I wipe out the rest of the night and you get
And
the rest
I
of them
get
correct,
the ones that you were wrong at.
It's funny. I picked this next one thinking to myself, nobody's going to get it. So we'll see if anybody does. That's an ad. Doesn't mean anything. but it's one of those ads you can't skip, so bear with me. We'll take this moment to remind everybody, if you want to support the channel on another level, you can do so over on Patreon, patreon.com/Fandom Empire. We're live this Sunday with Lampkin Lane. We'll see you then. It's appreciated. Thanks for supporting. Don't forget to click that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff.
That's the bowling podcast, right?
Yeah, totally. Here we go. I couldn't let it go any longer. We were already at 9 fucking seconds. So hopefully that was enough for people. 5 seconds left. Thanks, Dave. It's greatly appreciated, man. Kieron, who is it?
1 sec.
So
Go
that's,
ahead.
I
Go
have
to
no
someone
idea,
else.
but I'm writing something comical.
Okay. Jer, who is it? Head shrinker.
That's not the head shrinkers.
All right.
Is Jer mondoing us right now? Is that what's happening, Johnny? Is there a level of mondoing?
No, not quite.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
All right. I put that mummy guy who was eventually Reese from the flock.
That is not the Yeti, but that is a very nice pull. I approve of that reference. I would have preferred if you just like screamed out, "It's the Yeti!" like Tony Schiavone, but you didn't do that. I'm guessing like 100% at this one. That's the total package, Lex Luger.
It is from 1996.
No, that's not the total package.
The Ringmaster. In his
Okay.
He had a theme of his own.
He did. It's by
I don't
Jim
remember him coming out to anything but the Money Incorporated theme.
Right, that's what I remember too.
This was probably post DiBiase, but pre Stone Cold.
That would make sense if it's in that
Yeah.
post in your house pre King of the Ring like month and a half, I guess.
Yeah. Even after he didn't really. When did he get the
Shattered Glass theme was like 90...
September, October, maybe? Because I don't think he even had it for the Yoko match.
I don't even think he had it for
Brett.
match. Did he have it for Survivor Series, Brett?
I think he had it. Yeah.
No, that would make. So I guess like
Is this
September or October 97, 96?
Probably, yeah.
What did he use in his match against Savio Vega at WrestleMania? Was he? He wasn't with DiBiase at that point.
Yeah,
was
he was with DiBiase.
Yeah, he was still with
then.
DiBiase then.
Oh, okay.
DiBiase
He was with
left
DiBiase
in May.
until that was Beware of Dog. So that would have been.
Yeah,
Was that May or was that June?
that was May. And it's funny because that was supposed to be DiBiase's last night of the company because, and then they filmed the promo the next night, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll leave if I lose," and then they redid the match the next night, and he still lost.
All right, 2 left, and the score is 4-1-1. So Johnny will retain his Guess That Entrance Theme championship. But here we go anyway. I had to pull deep for this one. Hopefully there's some appreciation for it. Here we go. Enjoy.
Sell online. And
No.
Yes.
No.
Squarespace. Squarespace. That's a Squarespace ad.
The Wix Commerce one again. You did this last.
I couldn't remember what it was, so I just guessed. I knew it wasn't eBay because that was my guess last week, so I went with Squarespace.
I'll try to let this one play as long as I can, but we got to be careful, or else the stream will get taken down. Forgot this was even a thing.
Really?
Legitimately, yeah.
Wow.
I'm like, right, he did go by that name. 5 seconds.
Oh, I guess Kieran's still writing.
All right, Kieran, who is it?
Just because your guess if he did go by the name, I put Ray Trailer or whatever his name, the boss man's name was later.
He
I
had
thought Kieran would have got this one.
That's only based on that.
Assuming I'm right.
Did you say he's right?
No, I said assuming I'm right.
Oh.
Who do you got? Ah, yes, it's King Mabel. Yeah.
That is His Royal Highness King Mabel.
Because I know Kieran was doing a bit of a 95 watch through.
I was.
You
That's
should go back
actually
and
my
watch
trend
King
of
of the Ring.
6 out of 8.
Here we go. You probably will. This is a softball. This was to assure that nobody got struck out. Here we go.
That's a softball?
Yeah, yes.
What the fuck? It's just some goddamn metal noises. Like, what?
Oh, man. Suppose we got to give 5 more seconds for Kieran. All right, Kieran, what do you got, man? Fuck you, Shaw. Never heard of that one. Jer? Is that a real guess? Or are you just
See, I would have just put a big giant Z, and then you might very well have made him ask, what does the Z mean? And then he would have been able to, it stands for Zeus, Gorilla. But that is Jason Sensation / Owen Hart.
Who is Jason Sensation?
Jason Sensation was the guy who played Owen Hart in the Nation of Domination parody.
Oh, that was actually Owen Blackheart theme. So do we call you wrong for that?
Well, no, because it's still Owen Hart.
He was referencing Jason.
That would be awesome.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was.
No, because when Sensation came back in 98 or 99, he used whatever Owen's theme was at the time.
Enough is enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it!
That was when he was homeless because he was asking for change all the time.
That whole I'm not a nugget bullshit. Like, oh my god, I don't like how. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Vince McMahon humor, guys. Nobody understands.
So many people wanted him
that
to go
man's career and why? Because he was like, what the hell? He had a great program. He had a great program with Brett, and then it was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say he moved into a perfect role for him as the, the guy anyone can work with.
His fucking Slammy thing was amazing. Like, him carrying out the Slammy award was fucking... That was amazing.
His never-ending friend feud with the Bulldog was awesome. In fact, I dare say that Owen had a better match with Bulldog than Brett.
I mean, this has been said a billion times, and it'll be said a billion more times. Taken far too soon, and I
don't think anyone could argue that point.
Everyone, you know what? It's crazy. Everyone loved him so much. You see the interviews with other wrestlers after, almost any wrestler passes. And of course they're sad and whatever. Man, the people when Owen died, like the people talking about him was just fucking absolutely heartbreaking. It was definitely, it wasn't like the boys being like, oh man, like he was a great worker. And people were fucking like heartbroken over that. Like, it sucked. I feel sad thinking about it right now. I remember specific comments like made by wrestlers after that happened. I was just like,
not to pile on, but have you seen the Jeff Jarrett episode of Broken Skull Sessions?
I do not. No, I haven't. No.
Okay, Jarrett goes into detail about that night. It's It's intense.
What's so fucking funny about that, Johnny?
I know what
piece
Johnny's
of
looking
shit.
at. No, it's something.
You'll
totally
see it
different.
soon enough, Kieran.
Piece of shit.
Is somebody listening to the Blue Blazer theme?
No, that's our outro playing.
Okay, because it sounds exactly like it.
Cough, host, cough.
What? I'm not the host that you took over. You're like, this is my fucking game. We're gonna talk about CM Punk again tonight. Can fucking move
I'm gonna
yourself
watch
back up to
Iron
this
Mike
point.
Sharp from Maple Leaf Gardens in 1988. It's gonna be fucking great.
It's mildly
Okay, I
ironic
see
that
what
you say that because
I
on my
see.
other television, I have a Madison Square Garden show from *84 on the television.
That sounds absolutely.
See, he's
terrible.
watching wrestling right now. How can you fucking compete with that?
I'm
We're
not.
doing a
It's
show,
paused.
goddammit.
Why are you not watching wrestling?
Paused. It's on the screen, but it's not. I'm looking at the crowd at Madison Square Garden in 1984.
All right, well, that's all for tonight. Go fucking sleep and have fun. Good stuff. Watch Overlook Drive-In or something. No, that's gonna do it for us tonight. Really fun show. Absolutely loved it. It was good. I love doing this wrestling thing at the end. Actually, even though I've never been so happy to lose to Johnny in anything. So it's been pretty
You seem
exciting.
to lose to him at everything, so.
Yeah. I think overall I probably have a really bad record against Johnny in fantasy football altogether, and I don't have a terrible record. I have won the championship.
I can
It's
say
it's humorous. It's like the same is true for Zach. Only I live rent free in that guy's head.
I can say
But
this.
he hasn't won shit. So
Johnny and I have played
Never.
1 year in the same football pool. And one of us won that championship, and it wasn't him. And I have absolutely zero confidence I could ever repeat that. So it's going to stay as 1 year.
Let's be honest. You won that year because whoever had Todd Gurley was winning that year.
Hey, how was I supposed to know that?
You just lucked into it. It's like Jonathan Taylor last year.
Thomas?
No.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
all
Jonathan
right.
Taylor touchdown.
Can I just press the end broadcast button now, or are we? Can we just? Yeah.
Subscribe to the Dark Match Drive. God damn it, $10 a month, 5 terabytes of wrestling. Hit me up. There's a Facebook page
Exactly.
too, somewhere around here.
Exactly that one. Yeah.
There
We're
we
up
go.
to
And
114
probably-
members. It's fucking amazing.
It is awesome.
I just posted a guy from Titania's El Ring in Argentina. This David the shepherd. He comes out with an actual sheep, and it's terrified. And he comes around ringside, and he's trying to drag the poor sheep with him. And then the sheep just decides to stop and shit in front of the front row. It's fucking fantastic. So if you're not on Dark Match Drive, the Facebook page, join it and check out 80s Argentinian wrestling clips.
Do you like wrestling? Do you like sheep shit? Well, I know somewhere you can get both.
If you're a Star Wars fan, on probably by Monday night, next Monday, as House of the Empire is on, you will be able to catch the first 3 episodes of Moose Too Far, a Star Wars podcast, which is reviewing each of the first 3 episodes. And then I'm sure these guys will have their input on the Fandom Empire show next Tuesday. So
It'll do a better rating than Raw did this week.
And speaking of House of the Empire, we did a thing last night, and it was a lot of fun. We reviewed the final episode of the prologue of House of the Dragon. It was a great time. It was 80 minutes. It felt like about 20. So big thanks to Johnny and Kieran for doing that. And
That's what she said.
This Sunday night, you can come do the Lambkin Lane by signing up for, as Kieran said 2,700 times tonight, patreon.com/Fandom Empire. Kieran, what do you got to plug, man? You got some shit happening.
No, I don't.
Yeah, but he takes medicine for that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, every Sunday, right after the Rick and Morty fan show, right after the Rick and Morty episode drops, I do the Rick and Morty fan show, and I just like really quickly yell at the screen about everything I felt about that episode. It's a true reaction show because I do it right after the show, so I have to like quickly remember everything that happened and just tell you what I thought was fucking funny as shit, and try to remind people of some of the callbacks. And yeah, I had a good time this last episode, and I'm looking forward to doing it again this Sunday.
I've heard, even though I'm not a Rick and Morty fan, there's a bunch of people that I know that like it. Sounds like people are like really liking what they've delivered so far, and I felt like they were saying the opposite about last season.
Yeah, last season got poor reviews from big time fans, and this season has been a lot of callbacks and a lot of like going back to the well, which I actually feel the exact opposite about. However, I have liked the episode so far.
And then we have a brand new show coming to the channel that will debut right after Halloween Ends comes out. And it's called Making the Shape. We already have a sponsor lined up for that show as well. That will be live on YouTube, and you'll likely be able to catch our Halloween Ends spoiler review on that show. So be on the lookout for that. And speaking of sponsors, we literally just agreed to a deal with 3 different sponsors that are going to come on and support the channel for the next year and various shows on the channel. So I still want to try to get something for the Dark Match Drive guys. And so if you're interested in wrestling, give me a shout and we might be able to plug your shit. And then there's the House of the Empire show, because we'd like to do some episodes after the season's over. And in order to do that, we got to have some sponsor attached to it. So if you're interested, hit us up. Thanks, guys. This was a lot of fun. And Kieron, thanks for hosting, man.
I'm posting a video of Rhino breaking the ring.
Oh, a Rhino breaking the ring?
Yes, Rhino breaks the ring. It's amazing. Go check out Dark Match Drive.
Is it Brock Lesnar riding a rhino?
No, Rhino hits the ropes and the ring just crumbles. It's fucking amazing.
Nice. I'm excited to watch that. Well, that's all for tonight. I think we plugged all the shit we possibly could. We fit all it in there. Once again, join Patreon, because I'll make a bunch of promises I won't keep for it. That's going to be it for us tonight. So for everybody, for Johnny, JR, Sean, our earlier hosts, or earlier panelists, Tommy and Mr. Mike Bish. That's all for tonight.
Johnny does Bros for Pros or something.
Oh yeah, he does all sorts of bros. He does all sorts of bros, and you can watch it on
Bros,
on
Hoes, and Pros
Twitch.
on Twitch.
He does those
definitely
bros.
No hoes.
He does those bros like a pro on Twitch, guys.
Wow.
He ain't got no hose.
Wow.
Yep,
there's the link
Are you gonna
to Johnny's Twitch channel. There's the link to the Dark Match Drive.
Are you gonna put that? Are you gonna put the outro up, or am I gonna do it? I can't find it. All I can find is fucking pictures of race car drivers and bullshit.